We usually get on here and do some like pretty intense high level strategy work. But I was brought up this idea. You're friends with DrZaius, right? Dr. Zay on
Oh,
Twitter.
yes, Stefan. Yes. No, we had him on. We had an evening special, a while ago. I think it was before COVID. And he came on and he talked about his favorite strategy back then was selling maybe $20-25 wide future iron condors, where he'd be risking about 2,000, collecting about 500, and he was doing them in the various future products. So I don't know, what is he doing now? Is he moving on to the smalls, strangles in the smalls?
Well, so I think he's deeper on the same trend because he reached out to me about, some stuff having to do with how he's trading in Canada and trying to help him out with that. But yeah, super smart dude, always has. Honestly, one of those dudes that like when you're at a Tasty Trade event or whatever, a lot of people are usually just like, oh yeah, thanks for the stuff, appreciate the content. Maybe you could do more of this or less of that or whatever. And he's there being like, have you looked at the volatility curve in euro currencies? And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I wasn't ready for this. He's like putting you on the spot all the time.
He's super smart. He's got some like super secret job.
Yeah, he's got something going on as well. We talk about love here. I remember like meeting him in person. I'm like, actually, he's a pretty good looking dude. And also he was like here with like his wife or something. I'm like, damn, this is a pretty nice couple here that we got going.
She's
so shout
beautiful.
out to Dr.
Yeah, she's beautiful. And I want to say like the first time we met him on the road, I don't even think they were married yet. I think they were they came to one of the road shows before they were even married. I think it's been so long. Like we've known Dr. Z for a long time.
Anyways, this guy, he's got a bunch of great ideas and he reached out to me about this stuff, but then it dawned on me, he's getting into futures for the efficiency, right? He wants to be selling premium and using less money to do it. And he was talking about how like in metals, he's trying to use GLD, he's trying to use GC, like you say, use the bigger futures, but have to use spreads because they are really risky. And he's like, with those spreads in GC, you're still risking $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. And so today I just wanted to highlight the ability that you have with Spree and actually starting next week with SFX, the small US dollar, you're going to have options on top of as well from the small exchange. Highlight how efficient this capital usage is and why Dr. Z is going down this path of starting to transition positions like GLD options positions into stuff like Spree options positions. And we're looking at something super basic, the strangle, which has worked pretty consistently over the last month or so. I've been able to put on and peel off plenty of options, short options in this Spree market. And you look at selling the 81 call and the 73 put, which right now can get you about $1 in credit, which is $100. And that's naked options getting you $100 in credit for right now about a $300 buying power. I tried to translate, Jenny, this same strategy to GLD options, and now this is a bigger product. So essentially the same strangle is getting you about twice the credit, so $200. Okay, so instead of $100 credit and paying $300 for it, I'm getting $200, but I'm paying $2,600 in buying power here because of that clunky, expensive stock option margining. And I'm sure you've run into GLD option high buying power requirement problems as well, right?
Frank, Liz and I are always worried about buying power. We don't have a super large account here and we have so many positions on. We're always looking for positions that would use less buying power. So as I'm seeing your first slide, we currently have a strangle in XME, which, what is it, the mining ETF, I think?
Yeah, I don't know if it's the miners, but it is, some gold-oriented metals stocks, yeah.
And so to get $1 there, you're going to use way more than $300. So I'm thinking right now of taking off our XME strangle and putting on that Spree strangle in place of it.
And what's really nice is that Dr. Z is reaching for futures because he wants the efficiency. But then
he's in Canada, and we know how difficult it is in Canada, right? I mean, it's a little bit trickier. It's not quite as easy as we have it here in the US.
Absolutely. And it hasn't been easy until recent years with micros and smalls because you have to reach for, okay, I get efficiency in GC or CL, but I'm taking on thousands of dollars in risk. What's nice is that you're able to translate, I'm trading a GLD strangle sometimes to pull in $100 or an XME strangle like you say, I'm getting $100 credit. I'm trying to pull in $50 and you're going to make me put up thousands to do it. It's absolutely crazy. And so with the spree here, I've had a hell of a time, and we've seen a lot of people on Twitter and email and elsewhere shouting out. I know futures options, it seems kind of uncomfortable. I'm not used to it. It's a little bit exotic, but you really get a feel for trading spree options a lot the same as trading XME options or GLD. But what's going to be really nice is I sell that 81 call and the 73 put. I pull in $100 in credit or $1 in the underlying market, and I'm putting up $300 to do it. And I can make $50 there, and that's reasonable. I'm not taking on a bunch of risk to do so. And it's a great return if you can do that in, a week or 2 weeks or what have you, whenever you're managing your options. A really nice return here. And you're getting the bulk of the range as well. Just talking strategically for a second, you have a metals market that's right now in the middle of its range for the last several months and still showing IVR north of 30%, even though it's not blowing out those highs. It's not sinking through those lows here. And so I'm thinking of just honestly, until it doesn't work here, holding short premium, neutral premium, given that the market's mid-range in this spree market, and it's not hanging up a lot of dollars to do so.
I like it, Frank. I'll get into the platform and I'm going to do that. I'm going to close our XME strangle and I'm going to put on this spree strangle. It just seems to make more sense.